Beatty saying the wicket's dried out a lot since yesterday. Australia win the toss. So Australia will bat in this fourth test.
Here we go. First ball of the fourth test, and it's Galagali.
Dyson is the batsman. And the first runs of the innings, Dyson taking that single, looking for two, but decide against it. Galagali bowling to Cozier. And there's runs for Cozier straight away. Batsman looking for two. There should be three in it, with Amanat doing the fielding. A nice shot indeed from Cozier. Opens his account and takes the total on to no wicket for four for Australia.
Amanat was handicapped by his split forefinger. You can see he's bandaged now.
And Cozier the batsman. We just wait for the umpire's signal. I think it was runs to Cozier. That's umpire Brooks at the far end. And no, Cozier got a bat to that one, so he moves on to four, and the total no wicket for five. Ball getting just a little bit of lift, but they've run very well, that signal. That's a nice shot from Cozier. Could be two in this. Being chased by Prasanna as Cozier comes back quite comfortably for his second, which takes him on to six, and the total no wicket for eight. Galagali to Dyson. There's a single from this, looking for two, and they're going back for two with Mankad the fieldsman. So Dyson moves on to four. That's a beautiful shot. It could be four. With Chandra coming round. Dyson going back to his second. That's a great bit of fielding by Chandra out there. He's got his blue turban on today. Quite a colourful character. And that was beautifully bowled and beautifully fielded. Chowan fielding at silly leg.
Flighted delivery. Cozier moving forward but not getting to the pitch of the ball and having to change his shot, just propping forward defensively. Beatty a master of flight.
Just a slight delay. Umpire Brooks is fixing up his boot at square leg, it appears. Incredible shot from Cozier. And that's going into the fence in front of the ladies' stand for four. Well, he got that in the middle of the bat. An amazing shot. The ball seemed to be a good length delivery. And he moves on to 12, and Australia no wicket for 20.
Cozier is off again. He scored 67 in Melbourne in very adventurous fashion. Unusual in an opening bat.
It's well run by Dyson from the non-striker's end. And that's leg byes, which takes Sundries on to two, and the total no wicket for 21.
Now Dyson's the man who's had a lot of trouble with Beatty in the past.
And a very attacking field. Now we have four close in fieldsmen. That was off the pad, of course.
And that's where Dyson's danger is, because he really does play forward almost all the time. And he has been out on a couple of occasions, bat pad.
Galagali bowling to Cozier. bouncer pitched very, very short. Gavri bowling to Cozier. And that landed short of the fieldsman. It wasn't a chance, but it's 4 runs to Cozier from a good delivery from Gavri. And that's well played by Cozier. That ball cutting back just a little from outside the off stump. So most definitely the Indian pace bowler is getting just a little bit of help out of this wicket.
Cozier really is a remarkable player, isn't he? He's so economical in his backlift that backlift almost doesn't exist. His backlift's almost forward.
That must have bowled him. Yes, he's out, bowled. Cozier out, bowled. Amarnath for 17. Australia 1 for 29.
And what a great delivery. Watch this ball cut back from outside the off stump. Cozier was going for an attacking stroke. The ball pitching there. Now watch it come back. It's like an off spinner. Straight between bat and pad, and it's hit the top of the off stump. Cozier paying the penalty for not playing close enough to his pad, but I hazard to think that that delivery might have got another batsman out as well.
Amarnath bowling to Tui. Oh, that ball cutting back too. That's a similar ball to the one that got Cozier, except it was probably pitched a little shorter.
And I think Tui probably played a lot closer to his pad. Let's watch and find out. Yes, he did, didn't he? So he got the inside edge all right onto his pad. Otherwise, he would have been out. Well, this is an interesting development. I wonder what had happened if Thompson had bowled on this wicket.
Footed by Chauhan at silly leg. So the end of a very good over indeed by Amarnath, who has 1 for 5. And that should be 4. Beautiful shot from Tui. Square drive just in front of the point area. And that opens his account. And the total 1 for 34. Beautiful shot, sweetly timed.
It's not a bad way to open the scoring. So Tui, at the moment, not too much overawed by the situation he finds himself in at number 3, and sensibly opting to play his own natural game, which I think is pretty good tactics.
And Beatty just going up to Gavri to have a word to him. He's coming back to the gully area, the Indian captain. So we still have the 2 slips and the 2 gullies.
Just 4 minutes away from the first hour's play, the end of the first hour's play. So drinks will probably be taken about 5 minutes' time.
Well, there could be a run out on here. Yes, Tui is run out for 4. Australia 2 for 34. A suicidal run by Tui.
Well, just look at this particular dismissal. The ball pushed back along the offside, literally about 1.5 meters, 2 meters wide of the stumps. Now watch, I think it's Amarnath coming in from mid-off, and he's on the ball just about now. Tui is still well wide of his crease, and bang, good underarm return, the dead-on ball. And you can see Tui is literally out, I would say, by 1 meter.
Craig Sargent, who top scored for Australia in the first innings in Melbourne. Amarnath bowling into the breeze, which is a fairly brisk sou'easter. An appeal there. Well, he must have got a little bat too, because there was reaction more than appeal from the Indian fieldsman. Well, that ball kept fairly low.
Kept a little low, but it's a rather poor shot, I thought, from Sargent. Here we go again. It keeps a little low, but he plays it rather shabbily. It's not a good shot at all. He goes forward, then decides to go back, and he wished he'd never played the shot.
Beatty again. And there's a shot from Sargent. Good shot. Well, Prasanna's got no hope with that. 4 to Sargent, 2 for 46. And that suggests that this outfield, despite the lot of rain we've had in Sydney, is pretty fast.
Well, that's first tactical move, which we're talking about, and Sargent should now really try and remove some of those men around, sitting around the bat, and then he'd be much happier.
Well, just bring the glass across in front of our box here. We get a bit of booming noise in our earphones from the crowd in the Bradman stand. And this might make it easier for you to listen to us. And Sargent has a dip at that. There's a catch out there to Chandra. He lost sight of that. It's going up. There's a can under it. Yes, caught it.
What a
Caught
wonderful
it. Amarnath
catch.
was like looking for Chandra, and Amarnath racing across. And look at the Indian players there racing across, all of them, to congratulate Amarnath. He must have moved 25 to 30 metres for that. Well, Bobby Simpson must be thinking about Brisbane again, because he came in at 3 for 7 up there, and he scored 89. Well, he needs something like that today to get Australia out of this hole. We'll look at Beatty's field now. This is for Dyson. The batsmen have changed over. 3 short men, or 3 close men on the offside, and 2 on the on. Well, that's a change, a complete change of attitude from Dyson. Now this time, no. I think they peeled in from the keeper. Chandra reacts anyway. That's part of his bowling performance.
Bobby hit it straight on the ground, I would imagine there. He just hit it down on the ground, and it may have come off his pad. We couldn't quite see for the wicketkeeper.
And runs down to final. That's a good shot from Simpson. A chase here, the ball slowing down. Let's see if Prasanna can make it. It's going to roll down the alleyway, and yes, it's 4. That was rowed home by 20,000 enthusiastic patrons here at the Sydney ground. And Simpson is 4, and that's the 50 up to Australia. They've staggered to their 50 in just on the 100 minutes.
And Chandra throwing his hands up in the air. Thought he might have got through the defence there with that wrong one.
Yes, he's quite an interesting bowler, Chandra, isn't he? He scarcely gives any flicker of emotion on his face. The only emotion he betrays is by throwing his arms around. He speaks with his arm.
His runs here to Dyson, 2 or 3 in it.
I think these might be leg byes. We'll have to wait and see.
As Prasanna, the fieldsman, as the batsmen go back for 3. Now it's 3 off the bat to Dyson, and he moves now on to 21, and the total 3 for 56. Chandra bowling to Dyson. That should be 4. That's a nice shot from Dyson. Yeah, the ball gathering speed into the fence for 4. And Dyson moves on to 26, and the total 3 for 61. That must be close. Yes, Dyson is out. LBW to Chandra. Australia losing their 4th wicket for 61.
That dismissal again. Top spinner, Dyson back, the ball coming through low. A real top spinner that whipped off the wicket, and Dyson was well and truly torpedoed.
So India right on top at the moment. Chandra bowling to Hughes. And Hughes immediately off the mark. Prasanna coming up from deep backward square. And the total moves on to 4 for 62. Now the field changing. We have one of those short leg fieldsmen going across to Silly Point for Simpson. Must have been very, very close to a catch. Bounced, in fact, just in front of him. Assuming, of course, that it did come off the bat, judging by the reaction of the
I think it did,
fieldsman.
Yes. Watch it again and judge for yourself. Simpson forward and the ball there bouncing just in front of the fieldsman.
But this time, though, Simpson's got that through beautifully. It's 2 or 3 in it, being chased by Chandra. The ball pulling up very quickly as Simpson comes back for his 3rd run. So Simpson moves on to 8, and the total 4 for 66. Now the field changing for the new batsman Hughes. We have Gavaskar coming up from leg slip to short cover. So Beatty once more changing his tactics for each batsman. And that's a beautiful shot by Hughes. Not before. Ground fairly slow though. It's pulling up. The batsman running very fast between wickets, coming back for their 3rd. A good shot. Square cut by Kim Hughes. And he moves now on to 4. There we have the breeze coming up from the southeast. That's the Sheridan stand. Could be 4.
6.
Might even be 6.
It's hit the top of the balcony.
What a beautiful hit by Hughes. Magnificent shot. That's as big a hit as we've seen here for many a long day. Because he hit it with the wind, but towering 6. Beautiful shot. In fact, it's a lost ball by the looks.
A full toss, a rare full toss from Beatty, and bang. And that literally hit the coping on the balcony. It went into the top deck of the pavilion. So that was an enormous hit.
Here's a beautiful shot. That's the member stand, by the way. The top deck of the member stand, just under the clock.
One would expect to be safe normally there, I would think.
That's a good shot from Hughes. That's through. That'll be 4. Beautiful batting. Well played, Kim Hughes. Bowled him. Didn't play straight that time, but that was beautiful bowling by Beatty, who bowled a quicker one that came back from outside the off stump, and Hughes has out-bowled Beatty for 17. Australia 5 for 84.
And this really was a quicker ball. Just watch it. It knocks Hughes' stump out of the ground.
Bowled him. Man is out-bowled by Beatty for no score. Australia 6 for 84 at a sensational collapse here.
Again, the cut leading to the downfall of Mann. But this ball spun. Watch it come back. And it hits the off stump, knocks the off stump out, whilst Mann is trying to hit the ball wide of point.
Now Beatty to Simpson. And that's on the way. It's chased there for Amarnath. Let's see if he can get this one. They've taken 2 and back to 3. And that's Australia's 100 up. Simpson is 21, Rickson 5, Australia 6 for 100. And the full toss is slammed away. Now out to the fence it goes for 4 runs. And Rickson on to 11, 6 for 106. And that's one he can put away, which he has done pretty effectively. One of the rare shortish balls from Beatty. Off the pad. Outfield.
That was a good wrong on that one. That came back quite a bit.
And he's caught behind. He's out. Simpson caught Kermani. Bowled Chandra for 38. Australia 7 for 125. And Chandra has 2 for 28.
Well, that was pitched a little short, that delivery, and Simo rightly, I think it's quite right, he's quite short, and he's seen the ball well, as we've mentioned, and he went for the cut, just got the snick. Just watch this. I think it's the bottom top edge.
He's 22 minutes away, and the way this fellow bowls, they could be all out. That's right. And that's a chance. He's out, is he? Yes, he's out. Brilliantly caught by Gavaskar. Clark caught Gavaskar, bowled Chandra. No score. Australia 8 for 125. Chandra 3 for 28.
Bowls the wrong. He bowled a leg break. Now here comes the wrong. And watch this one. Spins away to the legs. Gets the top of the bat, and a simple catch. The short leg there. Short fine leg. Almost square leg.
It's Chandra to Thompson. And it's Chandra to Rickson. And runs here, that's nicely placed. Gabri about 20 metres in from the fence, and they've taken 2. Appeal for leg before, he's out. Yes, Rickson, a confident appeal. Rickson leg before to Chandra for 17, 9 for 130. Chandra, marvellous figures again, 4 for 30.
Rickson didn't like that. He pushed well forward, and when he's given out, he raised his bat as much as the same. You could see the expression. I'm sure he did not think he was out. Watch this, his foot goes well forward. A long way forward. Look at that.
And chance, and it's all over. Caught by Amarnath. Gannon caught Amarnath. Bowled Prasanna for 14. Thompson not out 1. Australia all out 131 at tea.
A very attacking field, as you can see. A silly leg and a silly point, and Thompson's away. Running in, bowling to Gavaskar. And no ball called by umpire Bailey, so that opens the Indian account. Sundries 1. Thompson to Gavaskar. And runs to Gavaskar. He's off the mark. 2, possibly 3, being chased by Tui. As Gavaskar goes back for his second, looks for 3, but he's sent back by his opening partner, Chauhan. And a beautiful throw by Tui. And that's a beautiful shot from Gavaskar. That's 4. So Thompson over pitching, and Gavaskar moves on to 6. More runs to Gavaskar. That should be 4. The outfield has quickened up a little. It was fairly slow this morning, but it's certainly quickened up under this beautiful sunshine we've had in Sydney. So 4 more to Gavaskar. He moves very quickly on to 10. And the total, no wicket for 11. And it'll be Clark to take up the attack. That's a good shot by Chauhan. Coming back for 2 with Thompson the fieldsman. Thompson will bowl it in. He doesn't throw in. Clark to Chauhan again. And more runs to Chauhan as he flicks that past square. Being chased by Cozier as the batsmen come back for 2. And that's all they'll get. Well, the crowd starting to wheel their way home. It's been a fairly good crowd, a quiet crowd today, although we've only seen 156 runs scored. We have seen 10 wickets fall, of course. Clark bowling to Chauhan. And runs this time, it should be 4. Into the fence in front of the MA Noble stand. So Chauhan moves into double figures. He's 13, and the total no wicket for 29.
And that one is through, yes, getting it through. It's just taken the pace of it by Tui. Now Gannon gets to it and they take 2.
It's very interesting watching the field placing here. When the Indians bowl and the spinners, Beatty, Chandra, Prasanna bowl, there's usually 3 or 4 men sitting on the bat. Now look, there's not one solitary man except one man, the isolated man, Slipman Simpson.
None for 40. Well, Gavaskar really, for a little man, is a magnificent player. He's got a tremendous range of shots. Well, have a look at that one. Straight through those 2 men who are fairly deep there in the point area. Into the fence for 4, Gavaskar to 26. None for 46, and that's the end of the over from Mann. And chances he out so very close. It looked as if that was off the edge.
Oh, what's this delivery? It's the most lifting delivery of the day. Watch how high the wicketkeeper takes it. Well up. What's the way the wicketkeeper takes this? Yeah, beautiful delivery by Gannon.
And again, right, beautiful shot. That's a magnificent shot through. Wide mid on. And Thompson can give that one up. That's 4 more to Gavaskar. He's 30. And that's the 50 up for India. And India none for 50. What a beautiful shot. And look where he finished. Now Gavaskar, you might not have seen that. He finished, I would say, when he completed that stroke, he was as much as 5 metres down the pitch. And through the covers, that's a good-looking shot. Ball going quickly across this outfield, and 4 more. And through the slips, down through the fence to 4. Well, there are 3 slips and 2 gullies that went through at catching height between 3rd slip and the finer of the 2 gullies. Down to fine leg, could be 4 here. Long way around for the fieldsman, he won't make that. And 4 more to Chauhan. Well, Thompson goes right on the attack at the end of the day. He's got those 2 men in close on the offside. The man on the onside's moving in.
Well, it's obvious he's going to bowl one very short, hoping it's going to get up about shoulder high and pop it in the air. So that's Tomo's aim. Let's see if he can carry it out.
And it's turned to backwards square. There is a deep fine leg fieldsman. They'll take 1 and complete 2 runs as Clark fields. And that is the end of the day with Chauhan on 35, Gavaskar 45, none for 86 with 6 hundreds, and Thompson off 7 overs, none for 26. So at the end of the first day's play, Australia were all out for 131, India none for 86. That's a difference of 45 only. India in a very strong position with all 10 wickets in hand, only 45 behind. And there's the attendance on the right-hand side, 17,738 on this first day. And the outstanding bowling today by Chandra, who took 4 for 30, and Beatty 3 for 49.